So it's Friday, and I'm actually excited about this Friday because I have company coming in and a beautiful 3-day event happening and all that good stuff, which you're going to see some final announcements coming out on that today later. So I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of announcements here. And kind of try to keep this a little bit short and sweet too, since I got a late start on the morning. I was up late dealing with website and just getting everything in order for this weekend and everything. So, but today's topic, I thought, since it's Friday and I don't typically really care about what day of the week it is, I'm not big on focusing in on any day or giving certain programmed attention to any particular day. But we have this statement of, thank God it's Friday. So I decided that today really should be about the topic about chilling out. And what, just when I say chill out, what comes up for you just with the words, oh, just chill out, chill out. It's all about just chill, just relax, let go, allow, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's just to let go, to just relax and enjoy the moment and not make such a big deal out of everything. And there you have it, chill out. So Chill Out Friday, which is just for the topic of the day, and chill out every day is what we're really talking about. Chilling out of every day. And when we're talking about chilling out in manifestation, done a lot of conversation about focusing in your desire, your desire level, your belief level, having this obsessive nature around what you want. So really, really locking it in and calling it in and getting emotional about it and everything like that. Now I'm saying, chill out, chill out. Well, here's the thing. You do all those other things, and you do them like this, okay? We're not talking like it takes a long time. We're talking about, 20 seconds here. It really only takes you 20 seconds to move through things, probably less. Once you've got this emotional state and you really focused in on stuff and you really allowed yourself to tap in, then the next thing to do is to just relax, to chill out. When we overly focus on something and we do it in our actions, where we're always coming back to it, and we're always going, oh my gosh, I gotta check in on that. It's kind of like if you plant a seed and you bury it and you're like, okay, I wonder what that seed's doing. Has the shell broken yet? Has the little root yet taken hold? So then we go and we dig it up and we look to see what the seed's doing, and it hasn't done anything. So we're like, okay, bury it again. And then we go off and we do a few things, and we come back and we go, I wonder if it's done that yet. And then we dig it up and we check on it and we go. Now, obviously, we understand that if we plant something, if we go and we dig up the seed 15 times a day, what are the chances of that little seed being able to do what it needs to do? It doesn't have a whole lot of chance to do it. We're constantly uncovering it. We're constantly messing with it and just making it impossible for it to actually birth and create this new life that we're wanting, right? So the plant's probably not going to happen. We'll probably end up preventing it from actually growing with this addictive focus on it in that nature. And the thing with that particular focus is that it is a focus of scarcity. We might assume that it is excitement, it is expectation, it is obsession, it is all this stuff that I've talked about that helps push our creation forward. But when we do that, what we're actually doing is we're focusing in on there's a large piece of our energy that's focusing in on it and saying, oh, well, this hasn't happened yet. This hasn't happened yet. This hasn't happened yet. And every time we do that, right there, what we're actually saying is, it hasn't happened yet, right? So when you really get into that, what you're wanting to do is to just chill out. Just chill out, relax, let things go. Hey, good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Addison. To just kind of chill out, relax, and allow things to happen. So that means plant the seed. Know that you planted the seed. Remember where you planted the seed. Send the seed love, right? Which means positive emotions. Think positively about it. Embrace it in your being as though it already is. Really feel it. But basically just let it do its thing and go do something that makes you feel good. So just step away from the seed. You've planted it. You've put it out there. You've set the motion for this to happen. You buried it in the ground. You gave it water. You did all this good stuff. It will grow. It will grow. And it's going to grow a hell of a lot quicker if you just go, okay, it's right there. It's nice, safe in this little pot, right? It's going to grow. Now we're going to just go and work on the rest of the garden. We're going to go work on the rest of the garden. We're going to go and enjoy some sunshine ourselves. We're going to go do this. We're going to go do that. Go do pleasurable things. Go do things that bring you joy, bring you happiness, make you feel good, bring you laughter, all of that stuff. And really get into that tone, and it's going to feel almost like you don't care about what you're trying to create over there, but you are actually giving it the space and the loving energy and support that it needs so that it can manifest really quick. If you continue to consistently dig it up, you're operating in the scarcity mindset. You're checking in on it. You're checking in on God's power. You're questioning, and that questioning is doubt, and doubt will kill the seed. Okay, so just stop. So chill out, not just today, but every day. And I always tell people, I'm like, I have this book, and I actually used up that book. I've moved over to a different book these days, but I have this book, and it's called my Flow book. And my Flow book has literally been like one of those black and white composition books. And in there, I write down every single month. So about a week before the month starts, I write down all my goals for the next month. And I put in there, like everything that's flowing out. I look at all my responsibilities, my financial responsibilities, because my Flow book is pretty much all about finances and the income that I want to have come in. So on one side, I put down all the responsibilities I have, so where the money is flowing through me and out. And then on the other side, I put down all the things that I am really certain that are flowing in, so that income that I already know is coming in. And then in the middle, I have almost like this like chalice looking section, and it's my opportunity magic making section, you could say. And in there is where I put down all the possibilities. And it really is, it's just all the possibilities. So if I have a workshop coming up, if I'm launching a course, if I'm doing a speaking, gig, something like that, or these are things that I'm talking about out there, or maybe there's lots of different things, like whatever. If you're gonna have a garage sale, you could put that in there, like a garage sale. You don't know what any one of those things are. So those are all kind of just floaty out there. And I then look at what I have going out, and I look at what I have coming in, and every single time, of course, there's less certain stuff coming in and more certain stuff going out than what I have. So when I'm looking at it, I end up with this number at the bottom, which is typically like $4,000 or $5,000 short of what I actually need to have come in. And that gives me this space, which I call that flow space, that miracle space. And I start just listing out possibilities. So I brainstorm in that chalice, that middle section. I just brainstorm stuff out. And I put in there, like, oh, I'm going to get 2 new clients. I'm going to have 60 people at this workshop. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And every single person's going to be a little bit different, okay? But you can brainstorm, and anybody can brainstorm different ways that money can come in and since I'm focusing on money on this, some different things that can bring money in. So in that middle section, you just start writing that stuff down. Before you know it, when you add it all up, you're going to see that your brainstorm area is going to provide you with a land of opportunity that has probably more in it than what your amount is that you need to have everything flow properly, okay? So I go ahead and I do that. I have my number that I need, that difference number, right? Which, like I said, is normally like 4,000 or 5,000 more than what I typically have for sure going out. And then I end up with this magic number of, you know, stuff that's coming in, my manifestation numbers, all these possibilities. And I look at the difference, and then I typically end up with, like, I'm going to have all this money left over by the time I'm done with it. So I go ahead and I put that number down, and then I just kind of feel into what it's going to be like, okay, so everything's taken care of. And there just becomes this knowing, and that's the feeling that you're looking for, is this feeling of like, okay, the universe has my back, God has my back, everything is always provided for. You're eliminating those doubts. You just take that. And then I go and I chill out. Here's what that's my work. That's normally how, that's how I get shit to move right there. I do that. I write it down. I spend maybe 20-30 seconds on like really tapping in and feeling into it and getting myself into this space of feeling it. And then I close that book up and I set it to the side and I don't look at it for a month. Do not look at that book for a month, because that book is that seed that I planted into the ground. So those words are the seed. And if I went and I looked back at it every 2 seconds to, you know, check in on it, to see what was going on, I would not be walking forward in faith. I would not be walking forward in certainty. Instead, I would be walking forward in scarcity and in doubt, because I would always be checking in on it. So I just don't check in on it. I don't even think about it. I've got myself trained to not even think about that book. It's like, it just comes up here and there, and that means that, like, I will have this moment, maybe a week and a half later after doing that, where somebody will message me. I'll take one of those brainstorm ideas and I'll end up running with it, and I just have this knowing that everything's going to work out around it. Everything's gonna work fine around it. And then the next time I open that book, it's going into the next month, and I don't even look at the last month. I mean, unless I happen to open up to that page or something. And it is amazing to see how accurate. Now, granted, not everything in my opportunity area comes through. Some of it rolls over to the next month. So I have other things that will pop in there that I did not think about. All this different stuff. But every single month, like clockwork, every single month when I do this practice of handwriting it down, giving myself this flow, which is why I call it a flow book, putting it into word and emotion, and then setting it free. Things always are taken care of with more than enough and plenty left over, quite literally. There is always more than enough with plenty left over. There's always space to go and experience things that I did not anticipate to experience, that were not even in my scope. And here's the thing I really want you to understand about chilling out every single day. It'll feel like you're acting like you don't care, like it doesn't matter. And then in a way, you are. You're just letting go, and you're just going, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm going to just let go. It's a state of surrender is what it is. It's just a state of surrender. You have requested what you want. You have requested what you need. You've put it down. You've applied focus and attention to it. You've given it your love, which means you felt it in a positive way. And now you're just letting go so that God can create everything that you just asked for. And potentially things that you haven't asked for that's even better. which is those experiences that will come to you, those people that will come to you, the lots of different stuff that's just going to kind of walk into your field and be drawn into your field because you're so open to receiving it. And that's where beautiful, beautiful magic happens. So chilling out is going to appear like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't know how, but it just is. And that's like one of my favorite statements. That's my other journal is full, that I do every single morning, is full of, it's my creation journal. And I write in it until I feel complete every single morning. I don't know how, but it just is that, boop, boop, boop. And so I do every single intent, whatever just comes up in me, I feel into it and I go, I don't know how, but it just is. I don't know how, but it just is. And at the end, I'm like, yes. So what is it? It's like, I don't know how, but it just is that I'm in love with my life. I mean, that's a great statement. To be in love with your life. Can you feel that one? Are you in love with your life? What would it take for you to be in love with your life? If you tap into the feeling of being in love with your life, that can feel pretty damn good. So if you get into that state of becoming in love with your life, all of a sudden, all these other things will pop up. But that statement alone clarifies and intensifies and focuses everything on this positive experience for you, that you're calling it in, and that things that only you're in love with only are going to bring you pleasure, only are going to bring you joy, only are going to bring you, a connection and peace and laughter and happiness and all this good stuff are going to come into your spectrum, into your sphere. That does not mean that bad stuff won't happen. Okay, not saying that. Perceived bad stuff happens frequently. It's all in how you choose to respond to that perceived bad stuff. And in those moments, it's important, like no other, to really let go, and realize in those moments, like, it's like, again, I don't know how. I don't know how this is going to work out, but it just is. I know that there's a reason for it, and probably is an opportunity coming out of it. And I know that I'm being guided towards my highest and best. Hold on, Addison just said something. I saw this work over the last few weeks. When I finally just chilled out, played, and let go, things started moving in my life. When I was obsessively trying to manifest, I shut it all down. Yes. And here's the thing on that point, is that when you're obsessively trying to manifest, why you shut it down is because you're trying to control the hand of God instead of just getting into the dance with God. And that's what it's all about right there. So when you chill out and you go and you go out, you enjoy life and you play, and that's really what it is. You go play, then things start to move because you're walking in certainty forward. And when you step forward in that certainty and you're not obsessive about trying to control the situation, things magically, go figure, they just kind of move. They move. I'm telling you, it works. It is one of the, it is so freaking easy, and at the same time, as humans battle with it because we have this desire to control everything. So we're constantly trying to control this different stuff, and we think that we have to force things, we have to push things, we have to make things happen, and we get so caught up in, it's like life or death situations that go off inside of us with this emotion and need to control. And when we do that, we literally restrict the air in the process, and we make it where things just will not create for us. So we just shut it down. It is, I mean, I have done some pretty crazy ass stuff, just going, like, okay, when everything appears to be against me and my world seems to be crumbling you know, and I just can't get stuff, I realize, oh my gosh, I'm really trying to control this stuff. And what I actually need to be doing is going and showing God that I have faith, I have certainty, and I'm enjoying my life. So putting yourself into that state of play, of pleasure, is the true ticket. There is just a little itty bitty caveat to it that if you go and do things that you enjoy, like let's say you go and you're like, okay, that's it, I'm letting go. I'm going to show God, the universe, that I got this, that I can just surrender. So I'm being told that I just need to go, let go, play, enjoy life. And then, you know, let's say you're really, really stressed out about money, because I think a lot of people are. You're really, really stressed out about money, and you decide, okay, I'm going to just go and I'm going to just treat myself to a little, I'm going to do some shopping therapy. I'm going to go and I'm going to do some shopping. I'm going to go and I'm going to take myself out to a 5-star restaurant. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go get a massage. I'm, you know, go to the movies, whatever it is that you know, or I'm going to go book a trip. That would be what I would do. I'm going to go book a trip. You know, just a long 3-day weekend someplace enjoyable, someplace that, you know, just go get away. All of that is beautiful. All of that is phenomenal. All of that will get stuff moving. It will, if you do it in a state of pleasure, joy, and allowance. So really that you're doing it with no holdback. You're doing it because you know that God is going to support you. You're doing it because you know that everything's always taken care of. And there is nothing inside of you that is resisting that joy, that pleasure, that happiness. If you set forth into any one of those things, even just going and buying yourself a cup of coffee, and when you go and you swipe your card, you go, I really shouldn't do that. Oh my goodness, this is not a good idea. And you resist and resist and resist. What you just launched out of your being in that moment is, I shouldn't have, this is causing me stress. Pleasure is stress. Joy is stress. Taking care of myself is stress. The universe does not have my back. God is not going to pull through for me. This is crazy. This is stupid. Scarcity. Restriction. Blockage. Okay? So you're blocking the flow right there. So you're doing a fantastic act as far as like you're acting out what it is like to just let go. That's it. That's it. But if your energy, which means that those thoughts that come up while you're doing these things, like paying for something, that's where it's going to come up when you're paying for it. Or if you're out with friends and you're having a couple drinks, or go out and have dinner or something, and you're stressed out about money, and then you're having this conversation, but then, you know, every few minutes in a conversation, you have this thought pop into your head. It doesn't pop in, it's a program, okay? It's your subconscious is sending it to you because you're programmed to think about what you don't have. So you've got to catch that thought in the moment and see it for what it is and let it go. But when this happens and this thought pops up, if you buy into that thought, and by buying in, I mean if you emotionalize that thought, then what you're doing is you are attaching to that thought and you are now giving it life. So if you have a negative thought pop up and you emotionally attach to it, you're starting to give it life. Now this does not mean that you just, you know, like that, but you got to catch it pretty quick. So if you have this thought that comes up, remember I said it's like 20 seconds, right? So if it comes up inside of you, you go, oh, like, oh, I mean, I should not even be like, oh, this is $10 for this. I shouldn't have spent $10 on this. You know, like average price of a cocktail, right? So if you have like this resistance over the fact that you just spent $10 on a cocktail when you didn't really have it. Even though you're like, hey, yeah. Now, all right, outside, whatever. Can't lie to the universe. The universe knows you at a cellular level. Plain and simple. You cannot lie to the universe. So if God, the universe, understands you at a cellular level, then you're not going to be able to change what's going on inside, just by putting something else on the outside. Now you can boost your energy by smiling more. You can boost your energy by changing your posture. You can get some shifts going on, but you've got to be able to hold them consistently. And when those thoughts come up, you have to go, oh, I see you. That's making me not feel good. I don't accept that. What's a thought that would make me feel better? What's a thought that would make me feel better? Thought that would make me feel better is that, oh my gosh, I'm out, I'm laughing with friends, I'm having fun, Bring yourself up as quickly as possible. Let go of any of those negative controlling thoughts, those thoughts that are feeding you the wrong things that you to put out there, because you do not want to put out this beautiful thing that you're desiring, wanting, needing, and then turn around and stab it. You just don't want to do that. And every single time you go out there and you have this resistance to things in your energy and your emotion and thought, and you're basically just doing that right there. You're trying to burst something and then you're turning around and stabbing it, and it's not good. Not good at all. So chilling out is the key. Chilling out is definitely the key, and that really does mean just to let go and let God, let go and enjoy, let go and find something pleasurable to do, and do it in a state of love, of trust, of faith, whatever word you want to use here, and just be able to move forward in that every single day. And when those doubt things pop up, catch them, shine the light on them, say, I see you, I know what you are, and you're not welcome here, bye-bye. Okay, so just really let yourself go and chill and enjoy. And much like Addison has said, that once she stepped out of that need to control and try, which is that obsessive digging up that seed and checking in on it and batting it back down, obsessive digging, when we do this, that prevents the good stuff from happening. So to really just let go and go find your bliss in this moment is what you want to do. You want to go find your bliss in this moment so that you can take that to the next level. Okay, so there you go. Chill out Friday, chill out every day. Go enjoy your guys' Friday, your weekend, your Monday. Instead of Sunday night going, oh God, tomorrow is Monday, or Monday morning waking up and saying, it's Monday, another week, another work week. Try looking at it a little bit differently. Take the freaking day off. Don't even think about it being Monday. Just look at what kind of things that can possibly pop up in your life that you can enjoy. Okay? And just start focusing in on that. So, okay. I love you guys, and I will catch you Monday morning at 6 a.m. See you then.